where you would go below that minimum. So what happens? Can we get below that? And we'll see if, so at 188, and let's go to 122. And once we get below 175, right now it's at 185. If we get below 175, well, it can't get hot enough to do that. So, but if it did, if we could put on 150 degrees, which is pretty hot, this would drop below that 175 volt threshold, and you would no longer be able to put on 8 panels. Let's go the opposite direction. Let's go below 100. Let's go to 100, and then let's go. So now it's back to 197. So if we decrease this, we should be able to allow for 7 panels, right? So let's see what we need to do to make that happen. There we are. So 7 panels, 175 just skirts it. So probably if we increase the temperature by 1 degree more, it would take it off. So that's the cutoff, is 96 to 95. At 95, you can have 7 panels on the string. At 96, you can only have 8 panels or more on the string. Okay, so there's that on the low end. Let's look at what happens on the high end. So what if you wanted to have 15 or more panels on the string? What are the ways in which you could do that? Well, one way is go to 1000 volts. That will, right off the bat, allow for quite a few more panels, but let's pretend this is a residential application, so we can't do 1000 volts. And let's alternatively, you would revise the record low, which is what we recommend you would use, rather than the lowest average low or the lowest ambient temperature. So if we can't further decrease the temperature, or we can't further increase the temperature, but if you further increase the temperature, then that would eventually, you would be able to have 15 panels. Right now, 15 panels, 15 times, in this case we look at the VOC, so 15 times the VOC, which is 37.4, 561, but 561, and then we allow for the effects due to temperature, which is probably going to add anywhere, maybe approximately 50 volts or so. So it's going to be above the maximum of 600 volts. So, and what happens if we decrease the temperature, which will increase the voltage, which will further increase this value. So right now, for 14 panels, it's 14 times the VOC, which is 37.4. So we have 523 volts, and then the temperature adjustment accounts for an extra 25 volts. So it brings it from 523.6 to 568 volts. So let's see what happens if we decrease the voltage. And now it's at 568, and now it's at 571. If we keep decreasing it enough, then eventually that 14 panel option will disappear, because we're going to go, now we're probably going to be about 589, and then we're going to be somewhere in the 590s right here. Oh, never mind, that was too much. So now we're at 590 something, 598, and it's going to just below 600, so 598, and then 0 degrees Fahrenheit is the cutoff. So now we can no longer have that 14 panel option. If we went further, we would eliminate the 13 panel option, because that would creep up to 600 volts and then move beyond that as well. 586, and yeah, it's gone. So somewhere around there is where you're going to get rid of the 13 panel option. Okay, so, and that's pretty much it. All right.